The following program is paid for by the Charlie Butler team. Looking for tips on selling your home? Tune in to the Charlie Butler Show right here on WGBF AM every Sunday at 9 a.m. The Charlie Butler Show, where your questions get answers. Charlie guarantees it.
Good Sunday morning, Tri-State. This is the Charlie Butler Real Estate Show. And, of course, I'm Charlie Butler, and here with my co-host from Churchill Mortgage, David Crowe. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Charlie. Good morning, Tri-State. You probably just listened to the Dave Ramsey Show. We heard about Churchill Mortgage, and that's me.
That's Dave. This is David, not Dave, but they're close. Okay. And then also brought to you by Bossy Title. We always like to talk about Jeff Bossy and his crew because they do such a good job there. Go see their new building, too. That's a beautiful building that they've got. There's some good people there, so you won't have to deal with Jeff Bossy, which is always a plus. No, Jeff's a good guy.
Yeah, we're joking.
The folks at Bossy Tyler are great. Jordan, how are you this morning?
I am fantastic. This week is the week I'm going to go to a music festival.
All right.
So I am ready to go.
All right.
I'm so ready to get into a mosh pit, which you learned about a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I learned about the mosh pits, and
Charlie did a little Googling after that. Now he's not so sure he wants to get into that mosh pit.
Surfing.
I think I'll stay up I ran into here a while back at the Luke Bryan concert,
yes.
And I guess Ryan O'Brien had heard us talking. He said, there's not a mosh pit here, is there? I said, dude, I'm in the Town Square suite. I don't know about mosh pit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's always a good time. It's just friendly beating up people. It's all it is. You're friendly with it.
Friendly.
It's friendly hits. It's always a good time though.
So we haven't talked about it in a while. How's the engagement ring shopping going?
There hasn't been any engagement ring shopping still. I'm still banking on you taking me to the jewelry store someday with your history.
Okay,
and helping me out because even if I did begin looking, I would have no earthly idea.
That's going to say Charlie's going to load you up in the plane, take you to New York, Diamond District. Charlie still has all of his connections from back in the day.
I still have so, but okay. Jordan, if your girlfriend's listening, Jordan just said, he's waiting for me to take him to the jewelry store. So I'm volunteering right now. So, and I can't go into on the air what I've done for some of these guys and saved them some money. But
hey, rings just like houses are expensive.
They are. They definitely
they're
are
pricey. What isn't pricey in life? In all honesty,
I'll tell you what. This makes me. I normally would never say this, but in the last few months, 2 of my daughters have gotten engaged, and my 2024 is now looking starting on July the 5th with our first wedding. Sometime in late summer, early fall of 2024. Our second wedding.
Oh,
yes.
Just start counting.
I just started playing the lottery on a regular basis.
Going down here to the casino every night.
Yes, yeah. I got that mentality. I'm going there to be able to make money.
I was in Owensboro. We were going to Moonlight the other day. I thought that was you, but I didn't think so. I saw the guy with a sign, "We'll work for weddings."
We'll work for weddings on the corner. That's me now. Woo, when I did that math, and I've already started listening to some of these discussions. So Charlie and I are going to talk about real estate, homes, and more.
Yeah, enough of this silliness.
A little bit. But I will say I am strongly looking into opening a wedding venue. I need to go. I didn't realize the demand level, the lack of options, and I've got enough sense in between my ears. I'm thinking seriously about opening a wedding venue.
This is all the more reason to call David Crowe at Churchill Mortgage, 270-222-0676.
There you go.
David Crowe, Churchill Mortgage, and wedding venues.
And wedding venue. I'm telling you, that's an interesting market, and just the prices for everything.
A friend of mine who's also owns a real estate company, Jack Rogers. Jack, remember what Sterling Brewery used to be here overall?
Oh, yeah, yes.
Jack took the buildings and he rehabbed those.
Right.
And he's got one there, and it's still got the exposed brick and everything.
Yeah.
Did it right, and did a wedding venue in there.
Genius.
And so we use it for an awards banquet, and he said, "I'll let you have it half price." And he told me, still not cheap.
No.
So I knew I'd been to a wedding there. I said, "Did you really pay this?" And he goes, "Yeah." He said, "It's a good deal." I said, "Well, yeah, I guess compared to what everybody was paying." Yeah.
Let me tell you, on some of the venues we've looked at, all the dates for 20. And obviously, we're not getting married on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
All the dates for 2024 are completely gone, and so.
So they can charge whatever they want to charge.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, and I joked with the girls, and I said, "Well, it's a year out. Somebody could screw up out there and cause one of those dates to open up. So keep an eye on it. Yeah, you know." We've had fun with these discussions over the last 2 weeks in my home.
Talking about the jewelry business, I had a client in the jewelry business. Everybody would know him, but I can't name his name. His son was getting engaged to a girl that he didn't like.
Okay.
And so he comes and we're talking. I said, I saw your son there. He said, yeah. He said, he's not going to buy that ring. I said, what? Something happened. He said, yeah. He said, I gave him, and this is 30 years ago. He said, I gave him $10,000 in a new Camaro. And he said, I said, you can either have that or the girl. And he took the $10,000 in the Camaro.
He sped up what destiny was going to have happen anyway.
Yeah.
Obviously, if it's that quick to get out when tough times, or I'll say the honeymoon phase is over.
Yeah.
That one probably wasn't destined to last the next 40 years.
The honeymoon phase was over before it started.
Yeah.
So it's
that's too funny.
So remember Jordan's girlfriend, what is your girlfriend's name?
Her name is Bree.
Okay, Bree. Remember, somebody offers Jordan $10,000, he may be on the run. You know,
She probably wouldn't blame me. So
That's
I'll take the
funny.
$10,000. We'll split it together.
There
and
you go.
everything, and we can pay off some of our debt.
So David, we're going to kind of pick up where we left off last week.
Perfect.
And so as far as a lot of people are talking about, and we see it on the news and all this about, the slowdown, how things are slowing down. Now, what I always tell people is, yes, it's true we're not getting 4 to 5 offers the first day, but we're still selling houses pretty well within the first 30 days.
Absolutely true.
And if you go and people say, well, it was 2-3 days. I said, look, you go before 2020, before COVID, if I could sit here and told you I'd sell your house in 30 days, you'd look at me like I was a rock star.
Absolutely, and you were.
Yeah, but now, ever since things went crazy after COVID,
Folks, we're talking crazy.
It really did.
Yes.
I mean, there's a realtor I know who went in Evansville, Indiana, went $75,000 over full price on a house and got beat.
And got beaten. And that same time before COVID, Charlie was referring to, you never saw 75,000 overvalue.
Oh, my favorite. I'll tell this real quick. I've got a young guy in my early 20s on my team.
Yes.
Good realtor guy named Trevor Meese. He's been on with us.
Oh,
before.
yes.
So Trevor comes in, one day, he writes an offer, and it's all different clients each time. Writes an offer for $30,000 over full price, gets beat. This is in the height of COVID when things were just. And a couple of days later, he writes one for 15, right around 15 over, gets beat again. And so he comes in a day or two later, and he's looking all down, and I'm saying, Trevor, you okay? Yeah, I guess so. I said, well, what's wrong? He said, well, I just wrote an offer. I said, is it not a good one? He said, no, it's only full price.
It's only full price.
He knew it. I mean, at that time, as you know, that he knew he was going to get beat.
I can remember, because I worked with so many realtors, I can remember before COVID, because the market was actually, it was good. 2015 leading into 2020. It was great. 2020 economy, 19 and going into 20, everything was strong. We were looking at interest rates for 2020 pushing up to about 5.25. That's where we were headed as a nation.
And we all thought, I'm assuming you thought the same thing I did. When COVID happened, everything's going to fall apart.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I can tell. I won't bore people at home, but I can tell you from March of these are so vivid memories. And folks, I have over 20 years in the industry, so I have vivid memories of exactly what happened in 2007, what happened in 8, what happened in 9, what happened in 10. I lived those, and then I'll come back and I know exactly to the month what was going on in March of 2020, April of 2020, then May of 2020, because I was tied heavily with the builder community, and I was seeing how everyone was terrified of what was going to happen, when we would actually get out of lockdown, when mask.
We were sitting there at the start of that, and I'm sure you guys been. I was sitting there with my partner at Keller Williams and said, okay, where can we cut costs at?
Absolutely, that's what everybody did.
That's what everybody was looking
at.
The landlord, which is German American, actually called and said, look, We understand nobody's going to be able to pay their rent.
Yeah, nobody's paying.
Yeah, so don't worry about it. You get caught.
Yeah.
Of course, I mean, we were paying 2 months at a time, but business was so good.
It was so good right after that because, May of 2020, that's when rates started downward.
Yeah.
And they'd already kind of started because the market in April and stuff, but May is when I really feel vivid. And so it opened up. All of these people that previously may have been trying to get qualified at 5.25%, 5.5%. Now they're looking at 2.5%.
Yeah.
And we're talking 3 full points off. And now they were maybe barely getting qualified for 100,000. Folks, we're talking about the low end, 100,000. And quickly they're approved for 150,000. Nothing changed except rates went down. And so the market absolutely exploded with the number of buyers entering the market, trying to get this. People, I'm going to sell my home because now I want to move up in home quickly. And so the market was crazy. And as Charlie opened up earlier, we're talking about realtors that would post a picture on Facebook, and the home hadn't even been listed in an MLS yet, multi-listing service. Yeah. They ain't got back to the office yet so they could load it. And before they get back there, they're getting 3-4 offers from a picture on Facebook above what they think it's even going to list or sell for. And by the time it hit an MLS, and they were doing 15, 20 offers on that property.
People would, especially on higher price, people would remove appraisal contingencies.
Oh, absolutely. Inspections, appraisal, everything.
Remove everything. If there was a gap in the appraisal, they'd pay 50, 100,000
difference.
Right? And I had a realtor friend in Austin tell me. Of course, you had all those people from California, those companies. When Elon Musk and others, Samsung moved there. He said when people came in, buyers, they told them right up front, said, look, if you're not willing to go 100,000 on full price, don't even go look.
Don't even go look at it.
Yeah.
And so, Charlie, I put a little quick plug in. So today's market and those days market, and that's the other thing, don't waste my time going to look at home if you're not already pre-approved with a lender. We know we can close quickly.
Right.
And so with Churchill Mortgage, I offer a certified home buyer, which means all my people go ahead. We collect all the documents. You become a certified home buyer. We offer rate secure, which means we will go ahead and lock in for 90 days the highest possible interest rate you can have. So right now, in the market we're in right now, we don't know from week to week if rates are going to go up or go down, up or go down. They're bouncing right now. We lock that in, and for 90 days, the worst case. Now, you get a home under contract in 30 days or less, and rates are still lower, you get the lower rate. Doesn't cost you a thing. This is all free to every buyer. But if you're looking to buy
whenever
a home,
you go under contract, you get the rate for that.
You get the rate wherever it is that day. So, you and I in our industry, we've heard of you can lock in the rate, and then in the process, you can do a float down, and they'll charge 1/4 point and all this stuff. No. All rate secure and certified home buyer means is you have already been vetted 100% by an underwriter. We have applied rate secure for 90 days. So let's say hypothetically that's 7.5%. That's the worst. Now, 30 days from now, you find a home and today's rates hypothetically with me are at 6%. You don't pay anything. You just get today's 6. However, in 30 days, if rates have gone to 8, you get 7.5 because that's the worst that you could go up to. And it's just protecting you. So you as a buyer, your maximum purchase power in terms of sales price and loan amount. The worst case scenario for an interest rate. The worst case scenario for a monthly payment. And if we get a price below that, if your sales price below it and an interest rate below it, you just know your monthly payment's going way down from your worst case scenario. And people love that. But it allows them, when they make that offer, if there's a conventional loan, another loan out there, or even a cash buyer that maybe because they cashed, they went lower in the offer, we're above that. The seller and the listing agent basically know my buyer is almost as strong as a cash buyer. And here's the other caveat, folks. We have seller guarantee, not buyer guarantee, seller guarantee. If I have a certified home buyer that makes an offer on your home, and for any reason financially, which includes the buyer losing their job to no fault of their own, Churchill Mortgage will pay the seller up to $10,000 as basically an apology for the deal falling apart due to financial reasons of the buyer.
Right.
That's huge. So, folks, if you're out there, realtors, buyers, come to me. Get pre-qualified, pre-approved, certified home buyer approved, and know your offer carries $10,000 to the seller if for some reason I don't close your loan due to financing.
So how do they get a hold of you?
Easiest way to get a hold of me, folks, and I always say it, cell phone. Cell phone is 270-222-0676.
And you get pre-approved. Call the Charlie Butler team at 812-499-7758. That's my cell phone. Or to speak to a team member, it's 812-430-1708 or charliebutlerteam.com. You and I have been talking about this for weeks now. Months, I guess. But the stuff people are hearing on TV is not really borne out with the facts.
It's not.
About how bad it is.
It's not. And folks, if you'll let me just kind of just follow along with me here. The main premise you need to understand, if you're watching your Today Show, Good Morning America, the World News, the old saying, if it bleeds, it leads. Okay, bad news is what dominates the ratings, and so they're not going to always tell you the truth. They just want to see you tune in. So the factor that's kicked in, and I just want to back up a little bit and say quickly, we thought May of 2023, due to the 12-month rolling numbers, inflation looked better, and we thought we would see interest rates start downward in May of 2023, all the gurus. And then the Feds, Jerome Powell, they basically changed the rules. They moved the goalpost.
They sure did.
They moved it. And so this came coupled in May with the federal government not balancing the budget, coming to terms on debt, and then we got downgraded as a nation. You had, prior to that, 3 major banks default and all of these other variables. So the federal government said, no, we're still fixated on that 2% inflation. And they're ignoring other data because actually, as we said here in September of 2023, we have 16 months of all leading leading indicators being negative. It should be calling right now for the Fed to stop raising rates and actually look at lowering. But they're going to ignore it because they're not looking at the current data, where we are today. They're looking at old data, and that old data is still telling them we still need work to do. We still need to probably hike rates at least one more time. And so they're keeping their boot on the neck of our industry, being real estate, home selling, interest rates, and driving.
Absolutely.
And folks, what's happened is rates have basically maintained through the summer of 2023 at just a higher number. So we haven't gotten the relief. And so what's going to happen as we progress into 2024, we know we're eventually going to see negative inflation. We're going to see a recession. We're going to see the need for rates to go down. But by then, the Fed has overshot it. So here's when Charlie said they're not as bad. Rates have been up, but what's happened is our media wants to talk about median home
They want to talk about how bad the market is. It's just not true.
It's not true. And so I just want to educate you quickly that all homes across the nation are appreciating. As a blanket statement, appreciation is up. I just got the data. All of the 6 leading I look at sources show that 2023 is going to be somewhere between 5 and 10% appreciation nationwide. I can tell you in 2022, when we were seeing all these bad things and negative things, I think the appreciation nationwide was 5.8% on the year for 2022. We're looking at another 5 to 10 appreciation in 2023 on top of last year. So, but what has slowed down is the upper end in every marketplace. The higher end selling price point homes have slowed down because rates have moved into the 6s and 7s. And so that area has slowed down. However, the middle and lower end markets have continued to explode, but we have backed off the higher end. So it makes it look like the average, the median, the number in the middle, not even average, the number in the middle looks like it has came down across the nation. and it has, but they want to correlate that to say home values are dropping. Values aren't dropping. Values are appreciating, folks. Real estate is still one of the safest, if not the safest, for long-term investment.
Well, David, we've said this for a few years now, is that, since COVID, this is great because the inventory is so low in homes for sale.
Yep.
There are still, as you can attest with your business, tons of buyers out there.
There are tons of buyers. And Charlie and folks at home, I'm going to give you 4 numbers and try to go quickly with these 4 numbers. And I tell people this, and I've got graphs. I can bore you to death. But here's your 4 numbers.
We're holding the graphs up on the radio right now.
We're holding them up. 2008. So let's go back to, because that's the thing that so many people today have fresh in their memory. 1, today is not 2008.
Well, and
nowhere near it.
And that's a good point, because you hear that the minute they say, just slow down a little bit. Yeah, let's slow down a little bit. We're not getting 4 or 5 offers the first day. It's taking us.
It's taking normal buying cycles.
Actually, it's
normal.
It's still fast.
It's still fast. Yes. So 4 numbers. 1, 2008. There were 4 million homes available on the market because builders were overbuilding homes all across the nation. They were not watching the home formation data, and they overbuilt. So there were 4 million available because also there were no underwriting, very limited underwriting guidelines for those people who could get a home, okay? The U.S. population in 2008 was 301 million. So 4 million homes, 301 million. Today, there are only 1 million homes on the market, 1 million. The population is 334 million across the nation. It's over 33 million more people in the U.S. right now. And I'm going to say less, with 3 million less homes. But out of the million that are out there, 40% of them are already under contract. So you're looking at 600,000 homes, and we've got 33 million more people. There is no housing bubble bust coming.
No.
It's not. The demand is pent up with so many buyers. So let people say, oh, I'm going to wait for prices, that bust to occur, and rates will go down. Okay, well, let's first talk about when rates go down. You've got a lot of people sitting on the sideline that want to buy a home that maybe don't qualify at 7% interest, but they do qualify at 6%.
Yeah.
So when there's so few homes on the market, when rates do go down, it's going to bring so many more buyers into the market, which is going to drive up the competition, which then is going to drive up the sales price of that home once again.
Right.
2024, 2025, we're looking at rates coming down and values going up because there's going to be more demand than there are homes. Prices are going to move up. So if you're thinking about buying, call Charlie Butler team. Get out there by today. And the beautiful thing is we've been saying it for the last year and a half. What is it? Marry the home, date the rate.
Date the rate, yeah.
Okay, that means buy it today knowing this is not the interest rate you're going to have in less than 2 years. You're going to refinance because it's going to make sense. You're going to go to a lower monthly or interest rate, and you're going to go to a lower monthly payment. But get in the market. If you're blessed enough to find a home on the market that meets your needs, quit renting. Move out of the in-laws' house. Buy that home today. The value is going to go up, and within 2 years, the interest rate's going to go down and the monthly payment. But so buy a home.
And as we always say, that people talking about interest rate, when you're renting, the interest rate's 100%.
100%. I'm not going to pay 7% for a home. That's fine. Keep renting at 100%.
You know, I'm saying, as you were saying that, I'm saying, and that was really good, but I'm sitting there thinking about this. 7%, we'll just use 7% as an example. Okay. I'm complaining, or people are complaining, they're paying 7%. You're going to give me $500,000 for a new house.
Yep.
Or $300,000, however many $100,000 it is. And when you think about it, 7% is not a lot of money. For what
historically speaking. Yeah, oh my God!
It sounds like if I loaned you $500,000, I'd want more than 7%.
Absolutely, because you got to go out and be able to turn not just that 7%, because you're looking at lost opportunity.
Yeah.
If you gave somebody $500,000 and you're only getting back 7%. You've got opportunity to take that $500,000, invest it somewhere else, making more than 7%. No, the rates are right now. we've got for the average age buyer out there, there's two things going against them. The fear of 2007, 8, and 9. Mm-hmm. Okay. And that's not today.
That's not
the regulations in place, the underwriting strict guidelines. If people are getting a home, they truly qualify for a home.
And David, let me say something real quick there about that. And this is where I'm talking as a realtor that went through that.
Yes.
Where I see the difference is, okay, as you know, in 2000, go back to 5 and 6.
Yes.
And 2005, 2006 were great markets, tremendous markets.
Yes.
And plenty of homes to sell. Everybody was listing their property. We're selling. But if you had some problems with your credit, some big problems.
Big problems.
Yeah. We could, it's as we used to say, if you can fog up the mirror, we get you approved someplace.
Foggy mirror test. That was it.
And you remember that. Now, so 2008 happens, everything crashes much of it because of that type of lending practices. Because
no guidelines.
The lenders were being pushed by the Goldman Sachs of the world that said we need more paper, we need more.
Yes.
And
this was all legal, federal government. We're not talking illegal stuff, folks.
Yeah.
This federal government back. They wanted home ownership, not home renters.
They wanted 100% home ownership, which is unrealistic. But anyway, so we move on past 08, and once say 13, 14, things start getting better. You never, and today, we're talking about the crazy time since COVID. It hasn't been, it hasn't been.
The crazy times
haven't been super easy to get a loan.
Nope.
You've got to qualify for that loan.
Absolutely. You qualify or you don't get the loan.
Yeah.
And that wasn't 2005 through 2008. That was the foggy mirror test, which led to the overbuilding of homes, led to the demand that people couldn't. And then we were flooded with the market of foreclosures. We are not there, folks. The lending regulations, quite honestly, you only get a home if you truly qualify for the home, which why you got to call me first to find out if you qualify.
And you've got all these regulations now.
Yes, to protect the buyer.
To protect the buyer. They were not there in 08.
No.
I could have called David and say, David, I got these people with a 400 credit score now. He's he's really reputable, so he's not going to be able to do it. But I'll tell you what, in 06, he could have told me somebody who would.
I could have easily had your person. They could have bought a home on an 80-20. They would have never looked at their credit score. They wouldn't have asked for their income statements.
Yep.
Well, why do you need a job? There's no asset statements. It's just your interest rate's going to be 0.25% higher than the going market rate. No verification of anything. No documentation of anything. And yes, we could go 530 and not have a problem on a credit score. Yeah. And these people were given homes and loans back in that time frame that would never get a home today.
And with the regulations, you couldn't do it. Even if you wanted to, you would wind up in jail.
It doesn't exist today.
Yeah, because today, that's why I'm not afraid, and I was telling people that I'm not afraid of 08 happening again because it's almost impossible.
Yes, 100% impossible.
Yeah.
Even with major job loss. Oh, Jordan's giving us the evil eye, folks.
1 minute to go. So, David, I'll let you finish your thought there.
Well, the thought is we don't have a bubble crisis coming. Buy the home. Get out there, get pre-approved before you go look at a home. And the market with real estate is so very safe right now with all the data I'm looking at. Real estate is safe. Get in the market.
And they do need a pre-approval. So, David Crowe at Churchill Mortgage. David, again, how can they get a hold of you?
Easiest way, folks, to get a hold of me is my cell phone number, area code 270-222-0676, or look me up on churchillmortgage.com, and please come to me directly. Those good folks at corporate be able to help you, but that doesn't come to me.
That doesn't come to David.
You want David Crowe.
You want somebody local. We all like to deal with somebody local. And once you get that pre-approval, call the Charlie Butler team. 812-499-7758 is my cell. You can call my team at 812-430-1708 or charliebutlerteam.com. And we, like David, we service both Indiana and Kentucky. So for David Crowe and Charlie Butler, have a great Sunday.
You've got real estate questions but don't know where to get the answers? Tune in here every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. as Charlie Butler, Evansville's own real estate expert, shares the latest news, info, and insider tips to help you make smart real estate decisions. Find him online at charliebutlerteam.com. This program has been paid for by the Charlie Butler team.
WGBF.